Good afternoon. My name is James Vonish, and I'm the Assistant Director of the Center for Environmental Studies at Virginia Commonwealth University and the PI of the Riverfield Studies Network. To provide an example of the kinds of courses offered by Riverfield Studies Network members, I'd like to tell you a bit about my course, Scenic Resource Policy and Assessment. VCU is a large urban public research university in Richmond, Virginia on the James River. We maintain the Rice River Center Field Station about 25 miles downstream, are one of 9 schools nationwide to offer the River Management Society's River Studies and Leadership Certificate, and we also coordinate the River Field Studies Network. Our Scenic Resource Policy and Assessment course was developed in partnership with Lynn Crump, who directs the Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation's State Scenic Rivers program. This is a 3-credit course targeted at upper-level undergraduates and can fulfill their capstone requirement for graduation. Most recently, Scenic Resources has been offered bundled together with courses in stream ecology and water resource policy to make a 9-credit mini-block that we call Freshwater Fridays. Freshwater Fridays was designed in order to facilitate interdisciplinary thinking across classes and also to support opportunities for experiential learning during the academic year. The course is delivered through a mixture of classroom and fieldwork activities. About 75% of the class consists of lectures, guest experts, panel discussions, and computer analysis labs, delivered either in person or virtually. About 25% of the class is fieldwork framed around a project-based learning case study, conducting a scenic river assessment for a Virginia River segment that is being considered for designation in the state scenic rivers system. We've taught the class twice now. In the fall of 2018, we focused on a 20-mile section of the coastal plain Chickahominy River, and in the fall of 2020, we focused on a 10-mile section of the Piedmont James River. Both river segments were accessible by day trips. To enroll, students were expected to have completed a basic stats and GIS course and had to complete an application to assess their interests, skills, and concerns. This background information helped us to build diverse multidisciplinary teams of about 12 students for each course. Course learning objectives focused on a mixture of foundational concepts and practical skill development. For example, practical skill development included training in paddling skills, both introductory canoeing and kayaking, as well as risk assessment and management in swiftwater settings. This was accomplished with the expertise and logistical support of the VCU Outdoor Adventure Program, which led all river field activities. Students learn the basic vocabulary of fluvial morphology and hydrology so that they can discuss the elements of riverine landscapes. They also learn the elements of design, to think about line, shape, color, depth, and other elements of composition that shape balance and symmetry and variety and visual complexity. And then they're encouraged to consider how these visual elements of the landscape are filtered through the neuroaesthetics, psychology, and social background of the receiver to shape their aesthetic experience. Students are also introduced to the concepts of viewshed analysis and learn how to conduct a desktop viewshed analysis using common software tools. Students are introduced to commonly used state and federal visual assessment rubrics and are carefully mentored by Lynn in how to apply them in the field. Students also learn to apply technology to create novel solutions for scenic assessment. For example, the class developed and tested a custom Esri Survey 123 app that enabled them to collect quantitative data from multiple assessment rubrics in the field using their phones. And in collaboration with Ryan Abrahamson of Terrain 360, the class explored how Google Street View style photographic mapping can be used to create virtual tours that can become archival records of scenic landscapes. By conducting desktop scenic assessments of Terrain 360 virtual river tours, the students were able to collect the data that enabled them to ask quantitative questions like, is the focal segment more scenic than a random sample of comparable river? Finally, students gain hands-on experience in multiple modes of professional communication in the form of a written technical report, an Esri story map, and through professional presentations. And these products support Lynn's office in the designation process And so in a small way, the students in this class may play a role in helping create a new state scenic river.